If you have ever stared at your screen for hours, not knowing what to design, the problem is not your creativity. It is the questions you did not ask. So in this video, I will show you the exact questions I ask every client before I design a logo. So in the last video, I showed you what to do when a client reaches out. Now, this is where the real work begins, understanding the brand. Before we go, I want to tell you something that a good logo is not designed, it is discovered. And that is why logo designers and brand identity designers in general are one of the highest paid in the industry. So why does asking your client the right questions matters when designing a brand identity? Most designers will skip this part. They will just jump straight into designing, and then they struggle with multiple revisions. They come up with weak concepts, and at the end of the day, clients will not pay them more. Asking the right question will give you direction, right? It will let you know where to start, how to go about it, what to do, right? And then direction will give you confidence, and then confidence will reduce revisions, right? Once you have confidence in whatever you come up with, you'll be able to sell it to your client without them doubting your ability. You understand? There are 6 categories of questions to ask your client when you're working on a brand identity design. And we are going to be exploring 6 of them, right? I've uploaded some of the questions on Google, the one I use for my clients, right? So at the end of the video, I will give you the link to download it so that you can use it for your own client as well, right? So the first category of questions you should ask your client is about the brand foundation. You need to understand the brand itself, right? So ask your client, what is the brand name, right? Secondly, you need to ask them, what does the name mean? What does it mean? Where does it originate from, right? There was a brand that I worked on in the past, right? It was a fine dining restaurant, and the idea came from her childhood, where there was a tree at the front of their house that grew fruit that everybody liked to eat, right? There were always people around that tree trying to eat. And that gave her the idea of the name of the brand. And by the time we come up with a concept for the brand, we just use a picture of a tree and manipulate spoon around it. And it just came out well and she liked it, right? It's for a restaurant, right? We combined the tree, spoon, and fork together, to come up with something really nice that she liked, right? So just because of where the name originated from, and then you need to ask them, what does the brand do? You need to know what it does. So what you're looking for in all these questions is the hidden words. Just like the example that I gave, that we're able to design the logo from a tree, spoon, and fork, right? So we wouldn't know if we did not ask for where the name originated from. The second category is about the target audience. Who are you designing for, right? This is not about you at this point. It's about your client's target audience. You need to know who they are targeting, right? So the question you need to ask your client is, who are their ideal customer? What is their age range, right? Are they from 12 to 30, from 28 to, you need to confirm the age range. You need to ask them again, what kind of people should this brand attract, right? Take, for example, Fendi, Dior, or name all the luxury brands that you know. You see that they are targeted around rich people. They are targeting rich people, people who have money. If you see anybody below the class that is using Dior, Fendi, all those big brands, just know that it's fake. You understand? Just know it's fake. If it's a restaurant, it is what differentiates a place like Chicken Republic from other fine dining restaurants, right? Chicken Republic is made for people like me and you. You understand? So you will not see somebody like Dangote in Chicken Republic because Chicken Republic is not designed for him. There are places that Dangote will eat that me and you, me and you cannot go there because we are not there yet. So it is meant for the people at the upper echelon, and that's where me and you we are not there yet. You understand? You understand now? So for you to be able to position the brand like this, you need to understand the target audience, right? You need to understand the target audience. It will help you with the color, the kind of color you will use. It will help you with the kind of font you should use, right? It will help you with the kind of image that you will use, right? So you understand now. So that is the second category. So the third category of questions you should ask them is about the brand personality. Ask them, if your brand was a person, who would it be? How would it behave? Right? Ask them, should the brand feel luxury, bold, playful, modern, or corporate? Right? So all of these things will affect the kind of color you use, the kind of font you use. Take, for example, fine dining restaurants in Lagos like Nostalgia, Boca Lagos, Sliced Lagos, Cactus, Cappadocia. Look at all these brands and compare them with brands like Chicken Republic, The Place, or Mega Chicken. You will see that the difference is very, very wide, right? Some are targeted at middle class, lower, while others are targeted at upper class, right? The people at the upper echelon. You understand? Same thing with other luxury brands like the Fendi, the Dior, the Versace, and a whole lot of them. You understand? So it is because they are able to define the brand personality from the start. So ask them, what should people feel when they see the logo? How should they feel, right? How should the logo make them feel when they see it? So that's the third question. The fourth category of question you should ask is about style and preferences. This is where you guide the direction of the logo, right? The direction of the brand. This is where you guide it. So ask them, do you have any color preferences? Right? For some client, they will tell you should just use any color, right? So it is on your table to find color for them. And some they come prepared with their own color, right? Ask them, are there any logo that you like, maybe from your competitors or the one that you've done before that you like, right? This one is a very important, very serious question. There was a logo I worked on. It was a decluttering brand, a warehouse that declutters home appliances like TV, fan, AC, and all of that. That is what they do, right? They declutter it, but it's a warehouse. So because that is what they do, I went ahead to include a vector representation of fan, of AC, of washing machine in the logo, right? And it was rejected. That is because we did not have the conversation from the onset. At the end of the day, when I started asking the questions, I now went back and another one was designed and they approved it, right? So I will display them on the screen. You will see it. And then there were some clients that I've worked in the past that I've worked with in the past that when I come up with the logo, that's when they will now start sending me the ones that another designer did for them before, or the one that they try to use ChatGPT to do that they like. They will now start comparing it with what you do. But if you have asked them from the beginning that are there any logo that they like, they will send it to you and you would have seen it, right? So if you ask them and they don't send it, at the end of the day, you now come up with something. They now start to send you those designs. You will know that that problem is on them. It's not you. It's none of your problem. You understand? Because you ask from the beginning. Another question you need to ask is, are there any style of logo design they want you to avoid? Because there are a lot of logo design types, right? There is the monogram, there is a combination mark, a whole lot of them. You will ask them if there is any style they would like you to avoid or to use, right? If they just want something minimal, like those minimalism logo, if that's what they want you to explore, they will tell you from the beginning. You understand? So you see, all these questions are very, very important. So all this information are what you gather together to create your own design, right? I'm going to send a link to a client now, right, to fill a form, right, to fill this form, and then we are going to be designing the logo together, right? So that it will come after this one. So we have a lot to do. Like I said, it is a series. So both of us will sit down, we'll come up with the logo together, right? So that's the fourth category of questions. So the fifth one is the usage. Where are they going to be using the logos? Ask them. Hmm? Ask them, oh, is it on social media? Is it going to be printed? Is it going to be for packaging? Is it going to be for website? So that you know the variation of logos you will send to them at the end, right? Show them how the logos will look on print materials. That's why when you're done during your presentation, you use mockups, you use websites. So these questions will guide you on how to present it, right? On billboards, on flyers, on websites, on social media icons, profile picture and all of that. You'll be able to present it to them and they will see it that it is very beautiful. You understand? So if you don't ask all of these questions, at the end of the day, they might say, it's not fine, it's not looking good on their website, it's not looking. You understand? As a professional, you need to do that so that you avoid any problem. You avoid any problem. Ask who? Ask the right questions. Right? So the last category of questions you should ask is, are there anything you want me to avoid? As simple as this question is, it has helped a lot of people. It has helped me. If you're in my class, you will understand. From color usage, they will tell you that they don't like the color. The color might just trigger something in their head, and they will tell you they don't want. Right? So because of the color, they will now reject the entire design that you made, just because of the color, because the color triggers something in their mind. So you need to ask, are there colors to avoid? Are there icons to avoid? Are there things I need to avoid? These questions will help you bypass a lot of revisions, right? So that you don't end up doing revisions multiple times. Ask them if there is anything they don't want in their logo. Ask them to avoid multiple revisions. Ask them these questions. When you ask these questions, something powerful happens, right? Number one is client will start to trust you, right? Client will begin to trust you. Number two is you begin to take control. Client will no longer be in the control of your creative process. Now you go dey control am. Now you go know wetin you wan do. You understand? And thirdly, you will move from just a designer to a consultant to a strategist. You see it? So this is where you get paid more. This is why brand designers get paid more, because they don't just position themselves as a logo designer. They position themselves as a brand identity designer, a brand strategist. So and then clients will pay them more. You understand now? This thing that I'm giving you are the things you learn in university. Don't worry. It's for free. It's for free. So these are the things you need to learn, you need to understand. So these are all the questions you need to ask. So we'll now send the link to the client. You can do I did mine in Google Form, right? And I will send it to the client. I will send it to you, like I said. In fact, the link to view it and create your own will be in the description of the video, right? Just go there and make a copy, right? Create your own, and then you start sending it to your client. You feel me? In the next video, we'll continue from research and strategy when the client has filled the form and send it back to me. I'll show you guys, and then we can continue from research and strategy, right? After that, we start to create mood board. We move to the next thing. We are going to do this till they do presentation and the client approve the logo, right? So let's go. Bye bye.